up, you guys? It is Mary.
And Alma.
Be ready to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, you guys, because I have been wanting to talk about this for a while. And we are going to be talking about some young Miami city girls, as you guys may know them. They are a female rap group. I don't really listen to them. I'm more of a Megan Thee Stallion person just because of her rap and her flow. Right. Nicki is first for me, then Megan, amongst others. But I wanted to talk about her relationship. You know, I really loved her album Invasion of Privacy. I really did love that album, and I do love Bodak Yellow.
But she's not your.
She's not like my top. No. But yes, you guys, I want to talk about Young Miami and Diddy's relationship. Recently, she had an interview with a magazine or whatever, and I think they had been talking about her and Diddy's relationship. And as some of you guys may know, they have had an up and down relationship. I don't know what it is, but I think we all knew about them dating. Was kind of back, I want to say maybe 2020, 2021, where they had the quality control ball or whatever, which I think is her manager or CEO's party that he has every single year. He saw them holding hands or whatever, and that's where the dating rumors had started. It sparked.
Was that when he was wearing that white?
That was wearing that white suit and she was holding his hand.
Yeah.
And then ever since then there has been speculations about their relationship. Later on they did come out, and I guess they were kind of talking about it, whatever, stuff like that. They were kind of doing subliminals or whatever. But then I think they finally came out and they had talked about it on her podcast called Carisha Please. Carisha is her real name. And basically they had, I guess, Diddy, he was the first guest on her show. And I guess she had asked him, okay, are we dating? What's going on? Because the people want to know. And he said, yeah, we're dating. We go on dates. We date from time to time. You know, we go out. You know, we go to church. We go to strip clubs. We go to exotic places. You know, we have a good time. But we go on dates. But, you know, we are single people. So that was one red flag for me. I'm gonna give y'all the whole story, then we're gonna give you our analysis. Okay. 2, they've had a couple of Instagram lives together. The energy seemed really off to me from what I've seen. It seemed like he was kind of rude to me. Just like I wouldn't want my future person to be talking to me like that on IG Live.
Like you're just one of his bros.
That's and then he was like kind of cussing at her, or saying like you can't check me or stuff like that. Like very odd things he was saying. So I didn't really think
trying to put her in a place.
Exactly.
In a place or something.
And then 3, there was one time where.
And then I didn't like on Instagram how much she complimented him on how good
and
he looked.
Never really complimented her.
He never complimented her, even though like she's much younger than him. And looks much better than him. But and I think he did that purposefully. And I think probably when she was trying to tell him you look good, she was hoping that he would like reciprocate with, oh yeah, girl, you're looking hot or something. Nothing.
And then
nothing. She said it like 3 times. Didn't
And then 3, I think she had gotten into a fight with an IG model. I can't remember what her name was, who had posted a picture of Diddy kissing her on the cheek or whatever. And she was going back and forth with her saying, girl, please, you've been around for years. I know about you or whatever, but you will only always be around or whatever. He can't make you rich, then what are you doing or whatever. Very odd. You're going back and forth with a man who has not really claimed you. 4, we all know about the infamous BET Awards where he sat down there and congratulated everybody in his life, even his ex, which I felt like he did her wrong for many years. She's the mother of his 3 kids. And then he also congratulated Kim Porter. And then he also thanked his ex Cassie, who was now married and has 2 or 3 kids with her personal trainer that was there when her and Diddy were dating.
Isn't that her husband?
That is her husband now. He congratulated her for holding him down in the hard times, as Carisha sat there in the front row holding a sign called Go Poppy to support him. And JT, which is her bandmates, was pulling on her like, sit your ass down, you're ruining the brand. And Little Uzi, which is her boyfriend, looked at her like, what the hell was going on? Now I'm going to link all of those
the way
videos.
You looked, I was just dying with laughter. And this is the first time I'm seeing. I just saw this today.
Yes.
Was, I mean, I had heard about Diddy like dissing someone who was supposed to be his girlfriend. But this is, and I had seen pictures, but this is the first time I've actually watched the actual tape.
Yeah.
As he's talking, and has this sign just to say, "Remember me, I'm here for you, I'm holding you down."
Yeah.
And he did not acknowledge her at all.
Right. So also it was that. But now, I wanted to give you guys all the backstory first.
Yeah.
But now, recently, I went onto Instagram today and I saw she had an interview with a magazine where somebody had asked her, you get a lot of flack for your relationship with Diddy. Mm-hmm. And we just want to know, how do you feel about it? And basically what she said is, people don't know what we got going on. They don't know what the fuck we got going on or whatever. Like, I'm going to marry Diddy one day. We're going to be married or whatever. Boom, I said it. Da 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 da. Oh, wow. My thing is, the reason why I find such a huge issue with this is because, one, her brand is kind of like, city girls, basically it's like college girls, boss women or whatever. Okay. We don't let men run us. And I'm not gonna chase behind you. I will F and then you'll go or whatever. Like I'm in control, this, that, and the third. Yeah. So it's like this, I guess, woman empowerment. I don't really find it I don't find it like empowering to women. No. But it's kind of like that brand where it's like you put the man in check, or you're this boss chick or whatever. It's kind of like Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls. It's basically kind of like that. Yeah. So I find it very odd, which I know this is not a brand, this is her life, but I also feel with female artists, the issue is they make music that they cannot relate to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Carisha, I just feel like Diddy, I don't ever see Diddy marrying you. One, because Cassie was there for many years. 12 plus years. Yeah. He never married her. He never gave her kids. Yeah. What makes you think that you're so special that he is going to do that? He has not claimed you publicly. He says that you guys have gone on dates. He has not called you his girlfriend. Yeah. He has not said that you guys are dating exclusively. Yeah. Okay? As any chance he gets, it seems like he wants to diss you or embarrass you.
Just knock you down a peg.
Just knock you down a peg. And it just seems like he's not really that interested. Like, I feel like a man who wants to be with you, who's really there for you, he might be telling you all the sweet nothings in the bedroom. Yeah. But when it comes to how he treats you in public, it's not something that I would ever be proud to go and show. Because I remember there was one time, I think after the whole thing where he had dissed her while she was while holding the sign up. I think it was like maybe a month later. She was on another TV show or whatever, and they asked her, "Are you dating Diddy?" And she said no. Right? So she said no, they weren't dating. But then you see Diddy almost a month later at her show saying that I'm supporting her or whatever. So I'm sure he wanted to try to bring her back around the river band or whatever after all that. I don't feel like the relationship is something that, one, I would ever claim publicly. Like, you will never, even if this is somebody that I see a future with, somebody that I want to be with, I will not be there putting him on my Instagram. I would not be talking about him. No. And then also, I feel like you brought up a really good point the other day where you said that it's kind of like people, instead of people talking about you, your music, and your brand, they're now talking about you and Diddy.
Like, I don't answer any questions about Diddy. And wherever I go, don't ask me questions about Diddy, or I'm not going to have the interview. Right. Like, I'm going to talk about the projects that I am doing, what's going on with me. Right. That has nothing to do with Diddy. Because then it's like, people will always remember, oh, that's that girl who got dissed by Diddy. That's that girl who Diddy never claims. That's the girl who he puts her down in IG. Like, you don't want to be that person. It's embarrassing because mess your brand up, your brand of women empowerment and stuff like that. Yeah. And then you're going to become like a laughing stock.
I mean, but I feel like that's how people have already been making her out to be. The fact that your girlfriend had to pull you at BET to tell you sit your ass down and put the sign down, and the boyfriend was also looking at you. That's embarrassing.
Like, when I looked at that, there was nothing else she could do.
I could have sat myself down and been like, okay, this is embarrassing. I'm not gonna hold my sign up.
And then not talk to him again. Like, that's it.
And actually really cut it off. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you're here with this man who Diddy is not going to marry anybody. I feel like, excuse my French, but he's for the streets. Yeah. He is for the streets. Diddy is a man who he's in his older age. Men who are in their older age, 50s, 40s, or whatever, they don't get better with age.
And like if he's been happy,
he doesn't seem happy.
Happy to me. There's like some kind of void behind those eyes, you know. And now, like, he is so stuck in his rubbish, you know.
Right.
And I don't see him getting on stuff. That poor child is running behind his goat, and he can't catch the goats for nothing. That goat was gone.
Yeah, but I just feel like, you know, the whole thing, Carisha, I feel like one, she could do better. There's even if you want to be with Diddy, you can't just not.
She's a beautiful woman.
And she always say that she never sees herself getting married. Like, she's going to have babies or whatever. It's like she wants to have twins, but she doesn't see herself getting married.
That's what she said?
That's what she has always said. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's pain and hurt behind that.
The reason why, because she doesn't see any man willing to claim her. So I might as well step out right now and say I don't see myself getting married, so that if nobody ever claims me, I don't have to look stupid, you know. But that's you not being vulnerable, you know, not putting yourself out there, you know.
I feel like she can do better. Diddy is not a prize,
course,
you know. Like, he might have money,
you're
but
in your 20s, you are beautiful, and you have a career going for you. No, you don't need to, you know, she seems like a smart woman. You really don't need Diddy. You really don't, honey.
There's no point in being with a man who goes out of his way to embarrass you. Like, I thought I had a huge issue when she was there at the BET Awards, and he's there congratulating every ex he has, but you don't even congratulate the woman who's there holding the sign up for you. That is an embarrassment. And also, it's just a kind of like, and then it's just like he's disrespecting you. You know what I'm saying? I would not want to be in that situation. And then you're here talking about, like, even if you were dating him, you will never catch me in an interview talking about him, because it's not because they really care, but it's kind of like you preach about, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever, I'm empowered, I'm not chasing no man or whatever, but that's what you're doing in your personal relationship. So it's kind of like they're throwing it in your face, because it's like you're contradicting yourself. It's just like, you know, when we did that review on Plan B, that song that Megan Thee Stallion had about how, you know, you need to suck this thing good, and this man, you know, you need to do right by me,
so that
and if you want to cheat on me,
you're giving him another opportunity to come and eat you out again. Like, you do not get rid of him yet. You know, like, after he has cheated on you with several women, you're still going to give him an opportunity to come and eat it good. And then if you don't eat it good, somebody else will. Why are you going to give him an opportunity to come back again after he's already cheated with you with several of these other women? That don't make no sense.
And then even when Cardi B made that song, WAP or whatever, she said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Offset, I remember one time Offset had posted Cardi B actually cooking and cleaning. And he said, "Oh, you don't cook and clean, huh?" And this was kind of
like, when they do that, I think the men who are very immature take it as a challenge to them. You know, like, oh, okay, all right. Well, let me show you that really
what she's saying
you're
really
not
ain't
that
true.
Empowered. Exactly. And they want to rub that in your face, because when you do that, maybe they feel like kind of like a sucker or whatever. You're trying to make them out to be a sucker, and they're not. So they want to cheat on you.
I feel like if you're dating and you want to get married or whatever, you have to date with a purpose, and you also have to, as a woman, not open yourself up to foolishness. I feel like if you want to see somebody, you want to get married or whatever, don't be having sex. Go on dates, which I do think women should go on multiple dates with multiple men. See who aligns best with your future. Do not sit here and be beholden by one man. Don't do that. There's no point in doing that.
Please don't mingle your juices with him. Just go and get to know him. Don't mingle any juices, no salivas.
Oh, right.
No,
I was like, hold on, wait a second.
No genitalia juices. You know what I'm saying? Just get to know this person.
You know, I feel like a lot of people say sex is just sex, but really sex is not just sex. Because, you know, it's so easy for you to catch feelings or feel like, oh, this person, he did it so good, or we have such an amazing connection, which could be a sexual connection, but he is an a-hole in every other part. And you might also have a good connection with somebody sexually, but you might think that this is amazing, But the reason why you probably think the sex is amazing is because they're withholding every other type of love and affection from you. Exactly. So the sex feels amazing because they're kind of sucking you dry from everything else. So I feel like she might be having some of that because it seemed like when they were talking on the couch, it seemed like they were really talking to each other with like sex in their eyes. Like it just seemed like they were really sexing each other with their eyeballs. Because especially when they were like, we go to exotic places, we go to a strip club, we go to church. He said, oh, church. He said, yeah, I'm going to take you to church. Like the way it just seemed like it might be a sexual thing. I feel like she might be reading more into it. I don't see them ever getting married. Diddy just does not seem like that type of person. He doesn't respect her.
And it's not because she's not someone who
deserves respect.
Deserves to be respected. It's not that. He just doesn't respect you because he also doesn't respect himself. Mm-hmm. So how can he respect you?
Yeah.
You know? He doesn't even love himself. So how can he love you?
Yeah, and I feel like
just cut your losses. You're way too young and beautiful and smart to put up with that. That's how I
feel like it's important for women to really make smart choices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just don't waste your time with, like, if he has you like this, if the relationship is unbalanced and it feels like a push and pull, like you have to do something for him to give you a little bit, there's no point in being there. Because I feel like the reason why I don't see marriage for them is because the way he has treated her, the way he has embarrassed her, and the way that he's always trying to check her.
Yeah.
A man who loves you and sees marriage with you isn't doing that.
And if he
you see how Diddy,
it's gonna get worse.
This
is already kind of like emotional.
The man's already pushing 60. He's not getting better. Men do not get better with age. They're not wine. They don't age fine with age. They don't do that.
Absolutely not.
They kind of they spoil like milk. I'm just gonna say it. I mean, if they're not a good person, or if
like
they're
an apple.
Yeah. Like if they're not a good person or they don't have like really good values or whatever, they don't get better. They get worse.
Yeah, they do.
So just because you think he's in his old age, also Diddy has the money to date multiple women, wine and dine them, get what he wants from them, and then get rid of them. There's no point of you sitting there online fighting with another woman over Diddy who's not even publicly claiming you, that's not calling you his girlfriend. Yeah, he might go to your show or whatever, he might fly you out. Girl, but there are billionaires who are in Europe, who are anywhere in the world who can do that for you and will claim you and treat you well.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Serena and her husband.
Yeah.
There are plenty of men who can do that for you. So just because maybe you haven't had a man who's had that amount of money or, has never flown you out or whatever, does not mean that you should
and the thing is, God
settle
can't
for
bless
that.
you with what he wants for you.
If you're holding on to something else.
Still filling your space with someone who's not worthy and who doesn't really serve you.
God can't bless you with closed hands. Your hands have to be open and free so you can receive the blessing.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. You know, that's just how I've always felt about the relationship or whatever. I want better for her. And I want her not to be embarrassed on TV, holding up some sign saying "Go Poppy" while he congratulates his ex.
Yeah.
She's not even thinking about you, Diddy. Why would you even mention her? But I felt like it was a direct insult to her who was there in the front row saying "Go Poppy." Even JT felt bad for her. Yeah. And I felt bad for her watching at home.
Felt bad for her. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you guys, that is our analysis. Get it down in the comments below. Do you guys think that she's doing too much? Do you think that they'll be together forever?
Yeah.
Or do you think that Diddy is just for the streets, like I do?
Yeah.
Comment down below, you guys. But it's Mary
and Alma.
You guys just like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below. Bye.